What's up, guys? So I'm gonna pre-flight this plane. Already checked the gas and the oil, but first things first, you got to remove all this stuff. This is the pitot cover. Pretty much the wind's gonna go in here and you'll be able to read the indicated airspeed on your clusters, your instrument clusters. Another thing to check is this is your static port. It's pretty much your altimeter. It's all barometric pressure. I'm not gonna go in detail about that stuff, but that thing, make sure it's not, this little hole right here, it's not clogged or taped or whatever. And same with this thing right here. Now you're gonna go around the plane, make sure there's no damages or anything like that. These planes do get flown a lot, so by various students. I'm gonna take the control wheel off, control wheel lock off. Even before you do everything too, you make sure the maintenance is good, meaning it's within 100 hours. You're not over. It's all tack time, so you power up the plane like this. Hobbs time is, long story short, that's how much they charge you. Tack time is all maintenance, so you press this, press it again, 556.8. This is doing 587.5, so you do the math and we're still good, we're still under that. We're good. And then bring the flaps down, make sure it works. Flaps are coming down, as you can see. Okay, and then you turn all your lights on, make sure everything's operating. Pitot heat, strobe lights, landing lights, dome light, beacon light, nav light. Ideally, when you start the plane, you want the beacon to be turned on, so it alerts people that you're about to start the aircraft. You don't want to leave the master on for too long, so get out there, check the lights. Lights are good on the left wing, beacons in the back, landing lights right there, and then your right wing, these are your navigational position lights, and then you've got strobes underneath in that aircraft. Also in the back there should be a white light, and the tail should be glowing, and all these are necessary for night flight. And then I'll run that through with all of you guys at the ground school. I'll pop out some lessons, give you the dumbed down basics. But anyways, once you're complete with that, turn everything off except for the beacon. Master goes off so it doesn't drain the battery. All right, take these chains off. Goodness gracious. Okay, and ideally you'll have a checklist. I have it all in my head, and I'm going to verify with a checklist on my iPad. So I took the control wheel lock off. I'm going to make sure there's no bindings on these ailerons. These ailerons allow for the plane to roll left and right. You're making sure there's no cracks or anything underneath these hinges, and nothing is disconnected. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's hinges over here. And the helicopter flaps, make sure it doesn't move. You're checking underneath the plane, make sure there's no damages or anything like that. Tail strikes, you're checking the brakes. Brakes look good. Elevator, this is your vertical stabilizer, which houses the elevator. This is the horizontal stabilizer. This is your rudder control. Elevator is pitch movement up and down, and then rudder is yaw, pretty much left and right axis. So take this chain off right here. The plane is still chalked, so it's not gonna roll. Any signs of tail strikes, this is gonna be obviously flat for a tail strike, and some damage in the back, so which isn't apparent, which is good. Elevator, you're checking for worn wires. It's all cabling. Make sure this freedom of movement and then the cable isn't like worn out. Come over to this side, you're looking up and down, make sure there's no damages. This is your trim. Pretty much trim, what that allows is for it helps with the pilot fatigue. So you when you let go of your plane, ideally you want it trimmed out. With the proper trim, you could let go of the aircraft and the aircraft will fly perfectly leveled. It's not going to climb or descend on you. So tail section looks good. Go over here to the right side, looks good. Checking for cracks, damages, anything loose, bolts. Okay. I usually give this wing a little tug, make sure everything's not so much. See how it moves. Take this off. Checking the brakes, tire pressure. Brakes look good. And again, before you start the aircraft, make sure you, and I'll show you, make sure the brakes have pressure on them. You're gonna be checking for this nose wheel, the shock. There's about, it should be about 1.5 to 3 inches, so which is good. If you don't see the silver, the metal, that means there's no shock fluid, so it's gonna be bad. You're checking the propeller, make sure there's no cracks or anything like that. You're looking inside the engine, looks good. Ideally you want to don't open palm it, kind of like use the back of your hand, and then just be careful, you might cut yourself. And don't ever do this with your hand, you're going to cut yourself. Ideally you'd want a piece of paper to just feel any rough edges, breaks or anything like that. So prop looks good. I already checked the oil, it says oil level between 4 and 5 quarts. Pop this open. You unscrew this, I don't know if you can see this, but that's the oil level. And then you just put oil like in your car if it needs oil. Make sure this is closed properly. Okay, that's good. Already checked the gas. The gas tanks on this are up here. You'll need a ladder and you'll check that with a dipstick. It's mostly full, about 90% full. I'm not going to be flying for that long. Okay, so exterior looks great, interior looks great. Let's get ready to start this plane. Make sure you guys remove the chocks, otherwise you're not gonna go anywhere. One more thing, you want to sump the fuel, make sure there's no water vapor or water mixed in, because if there is, that's it's really bad news. So
Sacramento McClellan Airfield, automated weather observation, 195-2 Zulu. Wind, visibility, more than 10.
Mic check.
Sky conditions, clear, below 12,000. Temperature, 9 Celsius.
McClellan traffic, Cessna 603, calling right base, runway 16.
9 inches of mercury. Remarks, present weather.
Information not available.
Sacramento 2.5 Celsius. Altimeter 302. 9 inches of mercury. Remarks, present weather.
Information not available.
Regular traffic Cessna 602 takeoff, turning final, runway 16 for touch and go.
Sacramento McClellan Airfield. Automated weather observation 1953 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 9 Celsius. Dew point 5 Celsius. Altimeter 302. 9 inches of mercury.
McClellan traffic, Cessna 11746, self-service, taxiing runway 16 kilo Foxtrot. McClellan traffic.
McClellan traffic helicopter 606, about a mile to the southwest, 800 feet inbound for the southeast ramp, McClellan.
McClellan traffic 11746, radio check.
Loud and clear, McClellan.
Roger, thank you. Alright guys, we're taxiing to runway 16. We're on taxiway Kilo right now. We had just announced our position. But first things first, as soon as you start your engine, make sure your engine instrument is good. Oh, you got oil pressure. Oil temperature is going to come up. And then my lights are good. My beacon's on. Landing light, I'm going to turn that on. Strobes. Alright, we're coming up to the hold short line, so we're going to make sure no one's here. We're looking at our iPad. Wind's calm. We're going to use runway 16, so that way we're going to cross this and turn left. Looks like nobody's on final. Make a radio call across. McClellan traffic, Cessna 11746, crossing runway 16 on a kilo. McClellan.
Regular traffic Cessna 602 go, turning right downwind, runway 16. Regular.
Alright, clear left, clear right, we're good. Want to cross as fast as possible. Once you're clear, we'll make an announcement right here. So we are clear. McClellan traffic 11746, cleared runway 16 on taxiway Foxtrot. Okay, we're going to left turn at taxiway Alpha. So the way you notice, I don't know if you could see that, it says black. So just remember, black, you're on track. That means you're on taxiway Alpha now. And we're going to go all the way down. Do a run-up check. Shut this window, it's a little cold. On my noise canceling, we're good. Stay on center line. You don't want to ride the brakes as well, so for those of you that are new, the brakes on the airplane is on your, pretty much your toes. So you do this with your feet, press down on your feet even. Some of these guys, most of these airplanes don't have ABS. So if you smash the brakes, you'll...
Traffic Cessna 602 takeoff, turning right base, runway 16 for full stop. Regular.
If you smash the brakes, you'll skid, you'll lock up the brakes, and that's not good. So even pressure as you come to complete stop. Right now we're coming a little fast, so pull the throttle back a little bit. One thing to keep note is that wind sock, so the wind is more or less calm, and it's coming from our back left. So the way I remember it is you want to run away from the wind if it's behind you and point away from it. But if it's in front of you, let's just say it's directly to the 11 o'clock, we want to turn to it. So turn, it's crosswind corrections. to roll your aileron to the left, and you want to turn to it, so neutralize the controls. But if it was behind you, you would run away and dive away from it. Let's just say it's coming from our back left, we would turn right and then push forward so that we don't get blown over. That's very important, crosswind corrections, especially when you're a brand new student. But anyways, I just want to welcome you guys to this channel. So again, this channel is all about learning. Obviously, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. But right now, I'm always, when I'm recording, I've got hands free, as you can see. I got a GoPro strapped to my head. There's no distractions. I've got my iPad for traffic collision avoidance. All federal aviation regulations have been complied and always will. Complied safety is paramount. And in this channel, the purpose is, obviously, I'm going to bring you guys along on my training. Right now I'm working on my commercial rating. I just got my instrument rating. But I do a mix. I fly with instructors. I fly with commercial pilots. A mix just to get my my knowledge up there. So we're here. We're going to do a run up. We're going to do a cigars checklist, cigar check. So C is going to be control checked. Watch me as I make sure I've got freedom of movement and I've got controls are free and correct. I'm manipulating the rudders right now. Looking back, you probably can't see it. Make sure the rudder's good. Controls are good. I is going to be your instruments. Make sure it's set right here. The magnetic compass matches your heading. And then I've got my altimeter set. All my GPS stuff are set and good. So gas, we're good with gas. Fuels on both pretty much. A is going to be attitude, so correct your trim for takeoff. Flaps are up, we're good. R is going to be our run up. Going to run up this engine, make sure the engine's good, no problems.
McClellan traffic,
Make sure full rich.
904 Papa Juliet, departing 16 straight out, McClellan.
That's a fast airplane, multi-million-dollar. So, mag check, get the key, 2 clicks to the left. We're good. Back on both, 1 click left. We're good. Back on both. Carb heat. And then idle. Make sure it doesn't shut off. Good. Back to 1000 RPM. On the mags, you're pretty much checking for any anomalies like massive shaking or whatnot. And then on this airplane, it'll say the difference, the mag drop. So it's all in the POH, the operating handbook. Okay, cigars check complete. We are ready for takeoff. Lights, so we're going to do another lights, camera action. So lights are beacons on. Strobes, I'm going to turn my strobes on, landing lights on. Pitot heat, we don't need a pitot heat because we don't have visible moisture and it's not freezing. We don't need dome light. We don't need the nav lights, it's not nighttime. So lights are good. Camera, we're going to be at 1200 VFR code right here. I just set it to 1200. Camera and in action, we got our controls set. Trim is set for takeoff, and we're going to make our announcement.
South, last call, McClellan.
Alright, so we just got a guy taking off. I don't think anybody's in the pattern, but we'll hold short and we'll point towards the approach end of the runway. Just make sure. And today we're going to do some maneuvers and pattern work. And takeoff time is 12 o'clock. So this is the hold short line, get up to it. I want to tilt the plane to the right, make sure nobody's here. Make our announcement. Looks like the only aircraft was that aircraft that just took off. Clone traffic, Cessna 11746, taking runway 16 right pattern. Going to be staying in the airspace. Clone. Okay, clear final, clear right. Engines, instruments still in the green, oil pressure's Old temp is still kind of low because we're pretty cold. I'm going to lean this out just a little bit. Normal takeoff. Okay, full power. Engine instruments still in the green. Airspeed's coming alive, 50 knots. We're going to rotate at 70. 70 knots, rotate, pull back a little bit. Back the nose down. We are airborne. Okay, landing light comes off. Pitch for VY. VY is your best rate of climb, which is about 80 knots, 75. I like to climb out at 80. Traffic pattern altitude is going to be 1,100 feet for this airport. Currently we're at 300 feet. It's important we fly runway heading in case we have to put the plane down for emergencies. And then about 400 feet off the ground we can make our right turn. We'll wait. We're reaching 400 feet. We're going to pass that, climb a little bit more. We're still on the same frequency of this airport. It's a non-towered airport, so it's going to be CTAF, Common Traffic Advisory Frequency. Okay, we're going to make a right turn now, make our call. We're calling traffic 11746, right crosswind 16. Okay. Square out your turns. You're still looking out. Your VFR, it's a little hazy. Okay, right turn again. Call traffic 11746, turning right downwind 16, going to be right close. So right close means you're staying in the pattern and just doing landings. And there's a jet over there taxiing. We're still going to climb. We may need to hold off, so it's kind of hazy out there, so I don't like it. We're going to stay in the pattern. We're going to go over the lake and do some maneuvers, but we'll stay here because it's kind of hazy. Pretty foggy out there. Nobody's close to us, it's just us in the airport. Okay, once we're beamed, the captain's bars, the big white markers, we're going to carb heat on, power all the way off, and we're going to land it. We're going to touch down on that. All right, carb heat is on. Airspeed's good. And you're going to vary your flaps based off of headwind. So we're going to start turning right about now, so we're not so high up. 9 airspeed. Call traffic Cessna 11746, right base 16, touch and go, McCall. We're a little high, we're going to deploy some flaps. Airspeed is 70 knots. Come in. Flaps right now at 20. We're a little high. Call traffic 11746, short final 16, touch and go, McCall. A little high still, deploy flaps, full flaps. Power's all the way back, carb heat's on still. We're looking good. Keep it coming down, don't touch down. Got some headwind, Oh, that's a fail. Yep, too short. We were a little too short, about 20 feet short, but that's all right. That's why we have practice. All right, flaps all the way up. Full power, on the go. I deployed the flaps too early, and then there's a little bit of headwind for sure. All right, rotate. Trim for best rate of climb, about 80 knots. Keep the hand on the throttle, because sometimes the throttle walks back at you. airspeed. Engine instruments still in the green. Good. Runway heading still. Feet, turning right. Call traffic system 11746, right crosswind 16, McCall. All right, climbing, climbing, climbing. We're still alone in the pattern, which is good. Making a right turn. On traffic Cessna 11746, turning right downwind 16, McCall. All right, let's try that again. This time we won't drop flaps so soon. Hey, power.
17 Charlie pops on the ramp going to Alpha. We'll taxi to runway 16, McClellan.
All right, we're at traffic pattern altitude. Nose down. All right, we'll get set up here in a few. Same thing. Power off 180. Call traffic 11746, midfield right downwind 16, touch and go, McClellan. Okay. Carb heat on. Power all the way back. Bleed the airspeed. Get it down. Let's do 10 notch flaps. Okay. Bearing right. Call traffic Cessna 11746, right base 16, touch and go, McClellan. A little high, drop another notch of flaps. We're at 20 degrees. Call traffic 11746, short final 16, touch and go, McClellan. We'll leave it at 20 for now. We're at 80 knots, coming a little too fast. 30 degrees. Good.
Columbia traffic, Cessna 47 Lima is 10 miles to the west, inbound for landing on 17 Columbia.
Airspeed 65. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Right on the money. Let's go. A little off to the left, but we're good. That's a pass. Hell yeah. All right, flaps come up. Full power. Rotate. Nice. Hell yeah, man. Call traffic 11746, upwind 16, right close. So upwind means you're literally, you're airborne on the runway, you're upwind, you're going up. That's how I remember it. Downwind is you're going the other way. Like you're going down to descent, you know what I'm saying? Alright, climb out. Call traffic 11746, right crosswind 16.
Columbia traffic, Cessna 47 Lima is 5 miles to the west, inbound for 17, be entering on the 45 for 17 Columbia.
Alright, so let's do a soft field landing. So we got all the runway, we got power, touch down smoothly, and keep the nose up. Alright. Power back to about 17. Alright, we're good. 10 degrees of flaps. Alright, flaps 10. Alright, turning right base. Flaps 20. Call traffic 11746, right base 16, touch and go, McClellan. Clear final. Call traffic 11746, final 16, touch and go.
Mile 45 for right traffic, 17 Columbia.
Drive heat's on, we're good. Mixture is rich. A little too fast. If we're too fast, control your airspeed with pitch. Control altitude with power.
Traffic helicopter 1 Alpha Charlie is half mile east, inbound. Landing southeast ramp, McClellan.
Alright, flaps 30. And hand on the throttle. And this will be pretty much a full stop. Last landing. Airspeed 65, 70, we're good. We're going to land on the captain's bars. It's going to be a soft field, so just put it down softly.
McClellan traffic, Cessna 45446, 10 miles to the north, inbound for McClellan.
Keep the nose up. Keep the nose up. Flaps comes up. Keep the nose up. Pulling back, alright, and good. How you do a soft field. Call traffic 11746 is full stop, XOA Bravo to Alpha. Call. Okay, full brakes. Want to make sure we cross this hold short line. And if somebody was behind us, give them a little bit of room. So, RP comes off. Flaps are up. Lights, turn off the lights. We'll keep the, turn off the strobes, keep the landing light on, and we're good. Get some air in here. Call traffic 11746, taxiway Bravo to Alpha, taxi to park. Call. Got some CAL FIRE guys over here. This is their home base, by the way. This is where they get all their maintenance done. Great flight. So I'll see you guys on the ramp shut off. Okay, we're approaching runway 3416, so we'll make sure no one's here. Or look at our iPad. Nobody's here. And final final looks clear. No one's approaching on the other end. McClellan traffic, Cessna 11746 will be crossing runway 16 Foxtrot Kilo. McClellan.
McClellan traffic, 4962 Lima, McClellan test services. We'll taxi to 16 via Foxtrot, McClellan traffic.
What's up, Vin?
Hey.
McClellan traffic, Cessna 45446, 3 miles on final runway 16, McClellan.
McClellan traffic 11746 cleared runway 16, taxi depart. Alright guys, awesome flight. I'm glad you guys stuck around. That was awesome. Enjoyed flying with you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in the comments.
4962 Lima, hold short of 16 on Foxtrot for landing traffic, McClellan.
If you have any questions, let me know. That guy that was on the radio, he most likely just got his CFI. That's my buddy. And so, but yeah, any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer. Again, this channel is all about learning, man. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on my ratings. And again, recording device is GoPro on my head, hands-free. So we're good. All right, we're going to shut this down. What we're going to do is we're going to run up the engine, lean it out a little bit. 1800 just to clear the engine. Windows closed. Run it for 15-20 seconds. Clear out the engine. All right, we're good. And then we're going to do a grounding check, so key all the way off and then back on. Okay, we're good. Power off the avionics. Boom, that's off. That's off. That's off.